Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to learn how to use there is and there are. These structures are very important because we use them to talk about what exists or what we can see in a place. Now, what do there is and there are mean? We use there is and there are to say that something exists. Think of them as meaning this thing exists in this place, something that exists. So we have some examples to introduce this topic. There is a book on the table. There are two chairs in the room. Now talking about singular against plural, we have a key rule. So the choice depends on the noun, not the place. So first we are going to introduce there is and let's see how it functions. So use there is with singular nouns and uncountable nouns. And we have some example. There is a dog outside. There is milk in the fridge. No, you can notice that the dog is a singular and the milk is an uncountable nouns. So you have to know what would be the difference. No, it depends on the noun. Now let's see what's going on when we are using there are. So we use there are with plural nouns, and we have some example. There are three dogs outside. There are many people outside. So you can notice that we have plural nouns in the examples. Now let's see the short form that is very common in spoken English. And in everyday English, we often use contractions. There's, that means there is, there, there, you add like another there, there, that means there are. There is less common in a speech, but correct. So we have as an example, there's a problem or there is a problem. There's a lot of noise here or there is a lot of noise of here. So I'm going to say one note. In spoken English, people often say there's even before plural nouns, but for correct grammar use there are. So for example, maybe in for foreign people, just native people, they just can say there's three dogs, but grammatically it's it's too bad to say that. So careful with that. But it is very informal to use it. But we are here to learn the basic grammar and the good practices. So let's see the negative form. To make negative, add not. So there is not. We have also uh, a contraction that is there isn't. There are not. There aren't. And we have an example. There isn't any coffee. There aren't any seats available. Or we just can say there it's not any coffee or there are not any seats available. Now let's see questions with there is and there are. We have this structure that is for making questions and maybe it could be changed the order. So is there plus singular or uncountable noun? or are there plus plural noun. For example, is there a bathroom here? Is there any food left? Are there any questions? Are there many students? Now, a quick mini story to remember. I walk into a new apartment. There is a sofa in the living room. There is a TV next to the window in the kitchen. There are some plates, but there isn't any food. There are two bedrooms, and there's is a big bathroom. This is how we naturally use there is and there are. So something that I don't mention is when we are using any or some that are very common. We are using in affirmative, for example, we just replace something that could be possibly affirmative. So for example, we don't say, let me see, um, for example, in this case, there is a dog outside. We just could say, there is some dogs outside. There is some apples, something like that. There is some apples on the table. There is a milk in the fridge. So we just could say, there is some milk in the fridge. And talking about negative questions, let's see the negatives here. We have as an example, there isn't any water. Or we just could say, there isn't any coffee at the same. And we have, are there any apples? So we're just using any when we are using negative, and also we could use any in questions. Now, common mistakes to avoid. There are a cat on the bed. Remember, we are just saying that there is just an only cat, so there is singular. So when we are introducing a singular noun, the auxiliary, in this case the there is, so the auxiliary is. So there is a cat on the bed. There is many people. The same. Now we are using plural, so in the real case we use there are many people. Now let's practice. Let me know what would be your answers according to the tenses. So for example, mm, I am guessing what will you answer? Mm, Maybe you will answer there is a cat in my room, or maybe there are mm, maybe there are some dogs in my home, or is there any bar near your home? Maybe. So let me know in the comment what would be your answer, and I will be reviewing them. So remember, there is for singular and uncountables. There are is for plural. Use is or are in questions. And basically, this topic is very useful for description. We are using descriptions to mention what we have. For example, a mini story, we had a description of our apartment. You know, we let me see. We just noticed that we have a sofa. There is a TV. In the kitchen, there are some plates, but there isn't any food. No, we are describing our apartment, our new apartment. So If the lesson helped you, like the video and subscribe for more clear and practical English lessons. Thank you so much. Take care. See you in the next class.